Today we're talking about online marketplaces. If you feel completely overwhelmed by the choices Amazon, Walmart, TikTok Shop, Temu, that confusion is the exact reason why most brands fail to build a multi-channel business. They suffer from the channel chaos problem. But it turns out the solution is actually very simple. Your job is not to be everywhere, it's to be on the right one. In this video, I'm going to cut through all the noise and give you the ultimate cheat code. These are the 7 types of marketplaces broken down with a simple 3-step audit that will give you crystal clarity on exactly which platform you should be on to win. The DTC versus marketplace problem. Alright, the first massive mindset shift we need to make is killing the idea of D2C, direct-to-consumer versus marketplaces. That is old thinking. The brands that are winning today are thinking DTC and marketplaces. Here's how you need to think about it. Marketplaces are for customer acquisition. They are rivers of millions of customers with high buying intent and their credit cards already saved. Your job is to go to that river and put your bucket in. Your DTC site is for customer retention and brand building. It's where you own the relationship, capture the email, and build a world around your brand. Use the marketplace to find the customer and your DTC site to keep them. Stop seeing them as enemies. See them as a 1-2 punch for growth. The problem is, most people hear marketplace and they only think of one company. And that leads to the biggest strategic error of all, not understanding the landscape. So right now, we're going to fix that. These are the 7 types of e-commerce marketplaces. First up, the ones you know and maybe fear, the marketplace-first giants. These are the platforms that were built from the ground up to be a third-party marketplace. They are complete ecosystems with their own native fulfillment, their own logistics networks, and their own powerful advertising platforms. The obvious examples are Amazon, Alibaba's Taobao in China, and Coupang in South Korea. Now, here's the key detail most beginners miss: the 1P versus 3P difference. 1P means first party. That's when you sell to Amazon in bulk and they turn around and sell your product to the customer. Simple, stable, but you give up all control. 3P means third party. That's when you sell through Amazon directly to the shopper. You keep the control, but you also take on the heavy lifting: ads, pricing, reviews, customer service, all of it. Think of 1P as being a supplier. Think of 3P as running your own store inside the mall. The strategic implication here is a double-edged sword. The pro is almost unbelievable. You get instant access to hundreds of millions of buyers. Their fulfillment networks like Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA, solve one of the biggest headaches in e-commerce: logistics. It's an incredible plug-and-play solution to scale your operations. But here's the con, and it's a big one. You are a renter, not an owner. The platform makes the rules. They own the customer data. The competition is absolutely brutal, often a race to the bottom on price. You are just one listing among millions. This model is a perfect fit for brands that can compete on volume, price, and operational efficiency. If you have a well-differentiated product and can master their ad platforms, you can build an empire here. However, it's not the place for early-stage brands with no budget who think they can just list the product and get sales. Those days are long gone. You see how much deeper that is than just saying sell on Amazon? But most sellers stop there, and that's why they fail to find their most profitable channels. We've got 6 more to go, and I guarantee at least one of these is a perfect fit you've never even considered. The second type is one of the most interesting right now, the Omnichannel retailer marketplace. These are huge, established brick-and-mortar retailers who have bolted a curated third-party marketplace onto their existing online store. We're talking about Walmart Marketplace, Target Plus, Carrefour in Europe, Lot in Asia, and Rakuten in Japan. The keyword here is curated. This is not an open-to-all platform. They are hand-picking sellers that align with their brand. The strategic advantage here is what I call the trust halo effect. People trust Target. They've shopped there for years. So when they see your product on Target Plus, some of that trust is automatically transferred to you. You get credibility by association. The barrier to entry is much higher. You often need to be invited or go through a rigorous application. But that barrier becomes your moat. If you get in, you face far less direct competition than on a wide open platform. This channel is designed for established brands with a proven track record, solid logistics, and a product that fits a major retailer's image. It's not the right move for dropshippers or brand new sellers. You really need to have your house in order before you knock on these doors. Third, let's talk about one of the most underrated engines in e-commerce: C2C and Recommerce. This isn't just people cleaning out their closets anymore. It's the home of vintage finds, collectibles, refurbished gear, and handmade products that you just can't mass produce. The OG here is eBay, but now you've got specialists: Etsy for handmade, Vinted and Poshmark for fashion, Mercari for almost anything. What makes these platforms powerful is authenticity and scarcity. Shoppers aren't looking for another Amazon clone, they're looking for something unique. And here's where the big opportunity comes in: customization and print on demand. With print on demand and 3D printing, you can create products without ever touching inventory. No warehouse, no bulk orders. You design once and every sale triggers the product to be made and shipped automatically. That's why Etsy and even eBay are exploding with print-on-demand sellers. And it's way bigger than just t-shirts and mugs. We're talking personalized gifts, custom phone cases, unique home decor, even hyper-niche collectibles. And the best part? Shoppers come here expecting something they can't get on Amazon Prime. So if you've ever thought, I don't have the money to find the big brands on Amazon, this is your lane. Low risk, high creativity, and customers who are literally searching for originality. Alright, the fourth category is the one that is actively changing the definition of e-commerce: social commerce and live shopping. This is the ultimate collision of content and commerce, where the sale happens directly inside the social feed. It's fast, it's impulsive, and it's driven entirely by creators. This is the world of TikTok Shop, Instagram Shops, and Facebook Shops. In markets like India, platforms like Meesho have built billion-dollar businesses on this model. The strategy here is discovery-led commerce. No one opens TikTok to go shopping, they open it to be entertained. The platform's algorithm then puts your product, via a creator's video, in front of the perfect person who didn't even know they wanted it. It's a paradigm shift from search-based buying. The path to purchase is seamless with in-feed checkout. This approach is tailor-made for brands with visually compelling products that can partner with creators to produce engaging, authentic video content. If your product has a wow factor, this is your zone. It's not going to work for most B2B companies or sellers with boring products that are hard to demonstrate in a 15-second video. The fifth type is my personal favorite for building a defensible brand: the category vertical, or what I call the specialist advantage. These are marketplaces that focus intensely on one single category. Think about it. Where do you go for home goods? Wayfair. For high-end fashion? Zalando or ASOS. For the hottest sneakers? StockX or GOAT. For a vintage guitar? Reverb. For premium pet supplies? Chewy. The strategic power here is high-intent buyers. The traffic on these sites is lower than Amazon, but the conversion rate is often much, much higher. The person who lands on Reverb isn't just browsing, they're a musician looking to buy an instrument. The audience is pre-qualified. This allows you to be a big fish in a small but very profitable pond. This strategy is for brands that are 100% dedicated to a single niche and can speak the language of that niche's customer. It's not for the generalist trying to sell a little bit of everything. You have to be a specialist to win here. Number 6 is the category you see everywhere right now: the global disruptors, the cross-border value marketplaces. These platforms are price-led, mobile-first, and built on hyper-efficient, direct-from-factory global supply chains. The players defining this space are AliExpress and the two that have taken the world by storm, Temu and SHEIN's marketplaces. Their business model is simple: cut out as many middlemen as possible to deliver the lowest possible price to the consumer. The strategy for a seller here is ruthless efficiency. This is a game of volume, sourcing, and pennies. You are competing on a global scale based almost entirely on price. This is a fit for manufacturers or sellers with direct factory relationships who can compete on price and handle high-volume, low-margin sales. It's the wrong arena for premium brands or anyone who can't compete in a price war with global sourcing giants. This is the big leagues of price competition. And finally, the seventh type, which operates on a completely different logic, B2B and wholesale. This isn't about selling one product to one consumer, this is about connecting brands and manufacturers with retail businesses. It's about supplier discovery, minimum order quantities, MOQs, and negotiating trade terms. The titans are Alibaba.com and 1688 for global sourcing. But in recent years, a new wave of curated wholesale platforms like Faire and Anchor Store have emerged. They are disrupting traditional trade shows by connecting independent brands with small retail boutiques all over the world. This model is for brands that want to expand into wholesale distribution and get their products onto the shelves of physical retail stores. It's not for businesses built exclusively on a direct-to-consumer model. This is a different business unit entirely. Okay, pause. That was a ton of information, but knowledge without action is useless. You now know the 7 types of players on the field, but the billion-dollar question is, which field should you be playing on? The answer depends entirely on geography. The regional deep dive. Who wins here? Making the mistake of thinking your marketplace strategy is the same in North America as it is in Europe or Southeast Asia is a recipe for failure. You have to know the regional kings. In Latin America, it is a one-platform empire, Mercado Libre. They aren't just an e-commerce site. They are an integrated ecosystem with their own fintech payment solution, Mercado Pago, and their own logistics network, Mercado Envios. To sell in LATAM, you go through them. In Southeast Asia, it's a fragmented mobile-first battleground of super apps where you have rivals like Shopee and Lazada, plus national champions like Tokopedia in Indonesia. Consumers live inside these apps. In India, it's a two-horse race between Walmart-owned Flipkart and Amazon India, in a massive mobile-driven market. In Europe, this is the mistake most American sellers make. It is not one market. While Amazon is strong in the UK and Germany, you have powerful local heroes that often dominate their home turf, like Allegro in Poland, bol.com in the Netherlands, and Otto in Germany. You need a country-by-country strategy. In the Middle East and North Africa, the main players are the homegrown giant Noon and Amazon. And in Japan and South Korea, 2 of the most sophisticated e-commerce markets on earth, you have a unique mix. In Japan, it's Amazon Japan, Rakuten Ichiba, and the C2C powerhouse Mercari. In South Korea, Coupang is so dominant with its rocket delivery that it's an absolute necessity. Okay, pause again. That was a fire hose of information. The 7 marketplace types, the regional kings from Mercado Libre to Coupang. You now have the global map, but a map with dozens of destinations creates a new massive problem. How do you choose the right one? How do you take all this knowledge and turn it into an actual, profitable decision without just guessing? Alright, this is what you've been waiting for. You don't guess, you use a framework. We call it the 3-lens marketplace audit. You look at your business through these 3 lenses, and the answer will become crystal clear. The first is the customer lens. This is the most important one. Where are your ideal customers already shopping and what do they value? Don't just think about demographics. Think psychographics. Do they hunt for deals on Temu? Do they look for trusted brands on Target? Do they want unique crafts from Etsy? Are they musicians living in Reverb? You need to go where they are. Don't try to make them come to you. The second is the product lens. Look at your physical product. Is it a commodity or a unique, branded item? A commodity might compete better on a giant like Walmart Marketplace. A unique brand might thrive on a curated platform. What's your price point? Premium products get lost in a sea of low-cost sellers. What are the logistics? If your product is big, heavy or fragile, a platform with built-in fulfillment like Amazon FBA is a massive advantage. The third is the business lens. This is an honest look in the mirror. What are your capabilities? What's your capital situation? Can you afford the fees and ad spend on a major platform? What is your marketing expertise? If you have an amazing content team, TikTok Shop could be a goldmine. If your strength is in sourcing and operations, a B2B platform might be a better fit. Do you have the team to manage customer service and logistics across multiple channels? When you find the intersection of these 3 lenses, where your customer shops, what fits your product, and what matches your business capabilities, that is your winning channel. And let's not forget the operations perspective, especially if you're a beginner. Some platforms are just easier to start on. Amazon with FBA can handle your logistics. Etsy makes onboarding simple for creators and POD sellers. TikTok Shop is lightweight for testing low-cost viral products. On the other hand, platforms like Walmart or Target Plus require long approval processes. So if you're new, lean toward Amazon, Etsy and TikTok Shop before you chase the tougher doors to unlock. Alright guys, that was a deep dive. Let's bring it all home. You now have the complete playbook. We didn't just talk about theory, we gave you the tactical tools. You know the 7 marketplace types from the giants to the category verticals. You have the map of the regional kings across the globe, from Mercado Libre in LATAM to Coupang in Korea, and most importantly, I gave you the framework to turn all that knowledge into action, the 3-lens marketplace audit. Stop guessing, look through the customer lens, the product lens, and the business lens, and your perfect channel will be staring you right in the face. The goal is no longer to be confused. The goal is to get strategic, get focused, and start building a resilient, multi-channel e-commerce machine that actually works. Now before you go, hit that follow and subscribe button. And here is exactly why you need to do that right now. This video was the what. We showed you the global map and the 7 types of players on the field. But starting with our next video, this series is all about the how. We're going to take that map and show you how to win region by region. We will break down the tactical playbook for dominating on Mercado Libre in Latin America. We'll show you the creator strategy needed to win on Shopee and Lazada in Southeast Asia. We'll give you the step-by-step approach for choosing the right platform and the right strategy to conquer the fragmented European market. This is no longer about just knowing the players, this is about knowing how to beat them on their home turf. Information is useless without an action plan. We're giving you the action plan. Hit subscribe and follow the playlist below. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Look, the reason we make these guides is simple. We at World First live this stuff every day. We help over 1.2 million business owners execute on the strategy you just learned, getting paid from all these different marketplaces, handling payments to your overseas suppliers, and managing it all in a single multi-currency account. We're in the trenches with sellers, and we're here to give back that knowledge to the community with actionable guides just like this. This is all we've got for this one. Now go build your empire. We'll see you at the next one.